Okay, well, welcome everyone. Thanks for popping on to our Wellnesspreneur Roundtable. And my name is Tracy Miller, and I am um, a health coach and yoga teacher, and I've been working in the wellness world for about 15 years. Um, as I was telling Tracy earlier, I should jump off, but I used to work in Washington, D.C. and global international development and got to do lots of traveling, but got really burnt out, jumped ship. And actually, it was a health coach that really saved my life, really. I mean, after years of struggling with chronic health problems, I went to a health coach and she really, really changed the way that I thought about my body. And she helped me trust my body and listen to my body. And I was so inspired and made so many great changes that I became a health coach myself. And so I jumped ship from the corporate world. I had a 2-year-old daughter when we left Washington, D.C. and moved up to beautiful New Hampshire. And so I've been really, in this world as a, independent business for almost close to 15 years. And so, I jumped ship and had a background in global marketing, but little did I know how hard it was going to be to market myself because it was really easy to market the vice presidents and, they were the big wigs. And so all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, how do I sell myself? And I've been fortunate to have had just a beautiful ride. Definitely ups and downs, highs and lows, successes and failures. But I've loved every second of the way, and I'm just so proud to be part of this community and to really feel like I've made a difference in the world. And I hope could even make just as a little bit as much of a difference as the health coach that I went to that she transformed me. So really, I wanted to have you guys introduce yourselves because I want to hear from you. A big part of this is really, and I'll talk more about the Women's Wellness Exchange, but really my passion, in addition to wellness, is to really connect like-minded people. I would say that I love to organize, facilitate, bring together. I've got a million ideas, and I just feel like there's so much that we can talk about and learn from each other. And we've done a survey with our members and non-members as well, but so many women, just their major thing was they want to connect with like-minded women. They want to connect with other wellnesspreneurs. So that's a big passion of mine as well. So why don't we go ahead and if you could just say your name and what your business is and where you're located, that would be awesome. Just so we can get a sense. I always find that these are great networking opportunities. I've had focus groups in the past where people ended up collaborating together because once they start learning, and I think one of the things that I love about this whole world of wellness is there are so many different types of things that people can do. And in our community, we have so many different offerings that people are bringing to the table, which I love. I love to see the stuff that's outside the box and that's pushing the envelope and helping people get to the heart of things. So Tracy, why don't you start and tell us just where you're from, what your business is, and just your name.
Yeah, so I'm Tracy Sider. I'm based in Toronto, but as I was discussing with Tracy earlier, it's not a Canadian accent you're hearing. I'm originally from South Africa, and I am a perimenopause movement and posture specialist. And this is also a second career for me. I worked for many, many years as an English language editor. I edited academic journals in South Africa for non-governmental organizations. And I'm 52, when I reach my kind of early 40s, although I was very, very active, the wheels just started to fall off in terms of aches and pains and shape change and even bladder leaking. Okay, let's put that out there. And I tried everything. I tried everything that was available to me. And I love that Tracy said, she loves people who think out the box, because I actually call my approach, right? It's an out the box approach to exercise and movement that I came across when I was introduced to a biomechanist in the States. Some of you may have heard of her, Katie Bowman, who's got a book called Move Your DNA. So really, it's an alignment back to basics approach to fixing your foundation, fixing your posture, fixing your skeleton before then going ahead and doing the movement that you love. And so that's what I do. I have a 12-week program called the Reshape Method, and I have clients all around the world. And I just am loving my midlife and loving my new career.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Very exciting. Okay, Nancy.
Hi, how are you? So I'm Nancy Regan. I am actually in Winchton, Massachusetts, so the southern New Hampshire border, so not too far from you, Tracy. And I actually have been a health coach for 2 years, but I actually have kind of gone back and forth with my niche. So I actually just tweaked it not too long ago. I'm an avid outdoors person, and I actually work for a community college full time. And I had started a hiking club there for students, stress, anxiety, depression, and obviously outdoors, you know, it's great mindset, burnout. That was my old niche. So I'm actually going to bring back, do confidence work with women 40 plus. And I've just started that. So I've been working with some women now in the area, some not, but I also can work with them online, connecting them with nature and things like that. And I've seen such transformation with the 7 years that I've worked with students age 16 to 60 with connecting them with nature. And so that's where I'm going with it. I'm very excited, and I'm looking to move out of my full-time career and move into this full-time.
Awesome. Awesome, Nancy. We'll have to chat. I didn't mention this, do retreats for women 50 plus, adventure retreats. So we'll have to chat. Okay, Cara Johnson.
Sorry, I had to unmute. Hi, my name's Kara Johnson. My business is called Infinitely Well. I'm kind of just getting off the ground, so I don't have a ton of experience. But once I finished the master certification, I went ahead and did the DNA program, so I can order DNA tests. And then once we get them, look at the results and see how we can kind of tweak your lifestyle to better express the good genes and kind of tamp down the bad genes.
Awesome.
So just getting started. And I'm in upstate New York in Albany.
Okay, great. Great. So you're on the East Coast. Awesome. Thanks, Carol.
Thank you.
Amy Lochen.
Oh, sorry. You were talking over each other and I wasn't sure if you said my name or not. So my name is Amy Lochen, and I own R3 Chattanooga, and we do cryotherapy, nano-V, lots of services in the space of helping to reduce inflammation and pain, helping to improve cellular activity in the body. So I am in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I have been doing this for about 5 years now, a little over 5 years.
Awesome. Yeah, chronic pain, big issue. Yeah. Okay, Gina.
I'm Gina Fontaine, coming to you from Denver, Colorado, the land of adventure for you adventurous folks. And I hear some stories of transformation. I'm gathering that you are moms that were stressed out, living fast-paced lifestyles. So I consider myself a super mom mentor. I've been a personal trainer for 27 years. I've never had any other career but wellness. And I'm here to save the moms and help them slow their lives down so that they can find themselves again and put themselves first. My book is in the background. I wrote that book, published it in September. You Are a Supermom, 5 Ways to Thrive, 5 Ways to Reclaim Your Superpower and Thrive.
Awesome. Awesome. Yes, moms are super women for sure. Thank you. I'll have to check out your book. Okay, so Danielle.
Hello, I am Danielle Hogard. I am a love and intimacy mentor. I am living here in Northern California in San Rafael, and I'm enjoying being here with you all right now. This is so nice. Thanks, Tracy. I've been in the wellness industry since my 20s, acupressure massage therapist, then yoga teacher, healer, body worker, and then life coach. And so my career has continually evolved. And now with the Love and Intimacy mentoring, It's really about bringing pleasure to the forefront of self-care for women. I work with women between like 40 and 60 that are just not feeling like they are connected to their bodies and their sexual power and energy. And so I really love doing this work where I get to kind of help women awaken to that and feel more comfortable in their bodies. So
Thanks, Danielle. And Danielle is a member of the Women's Wellness Exchange, so I'm so glad you popped on. Thank you, Danielle.
thank you. It's been a blessing to be a member. I love it.
Awesome. All right, Manisha, iPhone 13. Are you there? Or maybe you're on the phone.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm dropping my son to soccer practice right now, but I am on. I'm so excited to be in this space with everybody today. I'm Manisha, and I used to be a financial planner, so loved working with people and their money and wellness. Now I've transitioned into health and wellness coaching and actually into life coaching. I started my journey overseas. So I was living overseas in Shanghai and have been basically an expatriate for about the last 23 years, living in different countries. So one of my focuses is working with women who love to travel and travel wellness. And I founded the Holistic Ethos last year, I would say, well, during the pandemic. And I am also partnered with a company called doTERRA. So we bring lifestyle products. That's the platform that I work off of. So I just love to bring it all together and help women travel through life's journey well. So thank you for having me in here. And I'm in Northern California in a city called Pleasanton.
Awesome. Couple people from California. Thanks so much for popping on. Lainey, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I'm sorry to come in late. I had to work out some technical issues with my computer, but I'm here. I guess we're just introducing ourselves.
Yeah, just a quick introduction, what your business is and where you're from.
Okay, so I'm a licensed acupuncturist and a biomagnetism practitioner, and I'm in Manasquan, New Jersey. And I've been following you guys on social media. This is the first event that I'm able to jump on and just learn more about what you do. But the mission and the things that I've seen just seem wonderful. So I'm happy to be here and join you guys. I do a lot with essential oil work also. Okay.
Awesome. Haven't heard much from the essential oil folks, so it's nice to hear from you guys tonight.
Yeah.
Love essential oils. Okay, Andrea Paquette. Oops. Can't hear you.
They should give you that unmute signal a little earlier. I'm Andrea Paquette. I'm a holistic nurse practitioner and a life coach. My business is woman-to-woman coaching. I work with women in the emotional arena with emotional health issues and help them clear their blocks to full self-expression and help them gain confidence and just create the life they love that reflects who they truly are. I'm loving that. I've been doing the coaching business for just a few years. I've been a nurse practitioner for over 30 years. I also do some counseling with children. That's my nurse practitioner role. And what I found was that when the moms were not well, the children couldn't get well. And so I started with the coaching practice to help the moms. Also an author and a speaker, and I just wrote a book this year that got published called Lovable, and it's about those kinds of issues. And I'm in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Thank you, Andrea. Andrea's also a member, and as she was talking, I don't know, I just felt some synergies happening here. I don't know what it was, but there's so many things with women and moms and adventure, and it gets me so excited to think about ways that women can collaborate. So I don't know, something was happening there, but anyway, so Christina, welcome.
Hi, sorry I'm late. I'm Christina. I'm a licensed therapist and coach in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and I specialize in anxiety, OCD, and perfectionism. I'm also a member. I don't remember. I don't know what the intro requirements were, but yeah, I've been a member for a few months now, and had the pleasure of speaking at the last virtual summit, which was really exciting, and just have loved the opportunity to get to know some pretty amazing female entrepreneurs. So
Awesome.
that's me.
Thank you, Christina. Okay, awesome. So tonight, what I really wanted to do, and we're going to have more discussion. I want to honor your time. I know people are getting zoomed out, so I really appreciate you guys coming. So we're going to really try and keep it to, oops, got one more person coming in. Keep it to an hour. And what I wanted to do to start was to I'm going to talk, the three things that I said I was going to talk about are community, unity, and opportunity. And I don't know why that all came together, but that's exactly kind of what has been on my mind lately. And what I really try and do with the Women's Wellness Exchange is to bring that community, unity, and opportunity. So when I started the Women's Wellness Exchange, I kept thinking, I really wish this is something that I had when I jumped ship, even though I had a background in communications and marketing. I just really wish that I had something like this to connect to. And I went to the Institute for Integrative Nutrition and really just kind of lost touch with that organization. So I just, for me, this is all about getting together with like-minded women and creating a platform, a forum where we can learn from each other, elevate each other and so forth. And I'll talk more about that. But so what I wanted to do for opportunity was give you a little bit of perspective on what's happening in the wellness world. I'm just going to run through that. What I found with women in wellness so much is that, we're not here to talk statistics and data. And I will admit, the first presentation I gave to my colleagues when I was working in Washington, D.C. was this like 20-page PowerPoint of like data and statistics, right? People don't want that anymore. And I'm just going to run through a few trends and really talk about how they relate to what we're doing. We are part of a huge billion-dollar industry. And I don't think we think that way. We don't think that we're part of an industry. I think sometimes even wellnesspreneurs are like, well, we're not here to make money. We're just here to save the world. Well, we can't save the world if we can't pay our rent, right? So I just wanted to walk through a few trends. You guys probably know some of these. And let me just pull up my PowerPoint here. I'm not going to use a lot of PowerPoint slides here, but I thought I would just run through a few of them real quickly. And I'm just going to go ahead and share. All right, so let's see, how is this going to work here? All right, so these trends are from the Global Wellness Institute. It's a great resource. They've done a lot of research on women in wellness and trends around that. There was a report out a couple years ago. And there's no question in my mind, and what I'm seeing in Forbes magazine, with institutes, with academia, that women are playing a huge role in the wellness world. And we can't underestimate that, right? We are shaping and making what the self-care industry, as we would call it. And I know we don't like to think that we're part of an industry, but we are. People are buying products and services. And more than ever, people are starting to open up to some of these alternative things that people poo-pooed many years ago. I love that the Global Wellness Institute started out trend number 1 this year. Social media users want real life connection. This is 2022 that they're talking about. These are the trends that they're pulling forward, that are being pulled forward. And I think this is so important because social media is awesome, but it's a sea of confusion, right? And I think that as women, we are just falling into this trap to think that we have to, it's all about likes and followers, and sure, those things are good, right? But I think what's really, really important is that we're building connection, building relationships. People want real connection with all of this. And so that's our job. And if we're not clear about who we are, what our story is, and how we're helping people, it's really difficult to market ourselves. And that's what I found for myself and for a lot of the women that we work with. People want real life connection. They don't just want another quote or another, funny picture, whatever. Those are all good things. And we're, we talk about those in a lot of our workshops, but I love that this is what people want. And, it's also that people are getting, social media is huge. It's not going to go away, but I also think people are coveting their time on social media a little bit more. So we need to really be authentic and engaging when we're on there. We all know this, telehealth, telemedicine, huge opportunity for coaches particularly. How many of you, let me see if I can get a whole gallery, but if you could raise your hand or pop something in the chat, how many of you are pretty much just online? Raising hand, okay. Raising hand. So a little bit of both. Okay, awesome. Gina, how about you? Are you online or do you have an office? 4 participants, right?
I'm both.
Both. Okay, great. And I think what's nice is that COVID has forced us and given us this opportunity. At the same time, things are going to evolve and change again. So, but huge opportunity. And this is focused a lot on telemedicine, but it's also opening up the whole world for wellness as well. Mental health, finally, we're bringing this to the forefront. It's going to be more commonplace, more acceptable, more, I think people are learning the tools that they need to differentiate between anxiety and stress, and they're talking about mindfulness, and they're talking about meditation. I mean, gosh, how many people, several of us have been in this for a long time, but if you said meditation 10 or 15 years ago, right, a lot of people would be like, oh, that's so weird, so woo woo, right? I mean, I've talked to people like that in the last few years at corporations and things like that. So mental health is a crisis, but it's an opportunity, and it's a necessity at this point. Really, really important. And I think what's really important is that women working in wellness, coaches, we are giving people tools. We are there listening. We are there engaging. And of course, there's, at some point there might be treatment and things like that, but really the tools are helping people manage their day-to-day lives, which I think is really, really important. People shouldn't wait till it's a crisis to go get help, right? Every day that we're managing our stress, anxiety, we're helping to manage our lives better. Employee corporate wellness. Does anyone here work in employee corporate wellness? I've got a couple hands raised there. I've lost my thing here. Huge opportunity here. I've done a lot of corporate wellness years ago. I still do it actually, but used to do cooking classes and a whole bunch of things. And, it took months and months to convince companies that their employees would benefit. They always wanted data and statistics. How exactly are you going to, they wanted fast results. And I'm like, hey, listen, this is a process. This takes time. But a lot of them are turning into a lot of digital stuff. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. I still feel there's relationship building. People need tools, and a lot of it still is very, very digital. And I'm not convinced that that's the only route to go. I love that they also mentioned that there's an opportunity for us to talk about how we as humans in this human world, in this world, relate to the planet. And I think women, us as women, who are probably much more in tune to Mother Nature and things like that, we don't talk about that in this. It comes up in the food movement. Obviously, there's a lot of talk about climate change, but I think that as women, we can really be that connector. We are really the ones who, I think, deep in our heart and our soul are thinking about this. And how do we talk about that? Really, really important. How do we bring that into conversation? So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. So as I was just saying, really, as women, I really, truly believe that we are the listeners, we are the relationship builders, we are the ones that are buying the food for the kids, we are the ones that, notice the subtleties of stress and depression. And I'm not saying men don't, but just in general, women are, the feminine qualities are more about developing those relationships, being good listeners, and really taking it to our communities and being able to support the people around us. And we are role models not only for our children but for our communities and for other women who are stressing out. And I was thinking about, Gina, what you were saying about super moms, and moms just do it all. They do so much and it's expected of us, so we just keep the stiff upper lip, right? So really important that we as women can talk about these things, and that we just don't walk around and say, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, and then have a meltdown, right? So we are creating a dialogue, we are creating vocabulary, we are creating acceptance for how we as women can talk about our mental health and our mental well-being, and instead of only being focused on our weight, how can we be more focused on some of the other things that really translate to how we feel about our lives and so forth. So I think that's a really important thing for women in wellness. So that's kind of the kind of opportunities, the trends in the marketplace. And that was a really quick thing, but one thing I just think is so important, that I really truly believe in 50 or 60 years that people are going to look back at this exploding revolution of women getting into health coaching, life coaching, nutrition. And you probably saw the statistics of, the majority of yoga teachers are women, the majority of health coaches, I'm sure it's the majority of life coaches, the majority of naturopaths are all women. So, we have a huge influence on the world, and in 50, 60 years, they're going to look back and say, whoa, it was all those women that really reshaped this. And one thing that I think about a lot is that, I think our healthcare system, Western medical, convention medical, which has always admitted that they weren't good at prevention, really good at fixing things, but they're kind of moving into this. So we need to build a bridge. We need to, they're now, I saw something, one of the trends in another report was, like, all of a sudden health coaches are it, like, where, for me, the first few years, it was really difficult to be a health coach because people had never heard of it. They didn't know what to do with it. And now it's like almost a necessity. You cannot help someone if you can't help them with their behavior change, right? And so all these things that a lot of us are doing is really helping people with their behavior change. So I just don't think we can underestimate the role that we're playing right now. So I think that's why it's important to come together, collectively, once in a while and say, okay, what does this mean? How are we shaping this? Or where's our voice in this? Because I'm telling you, when you start getting biotech companies and, big, pharmaceutical companies, all these things, they're going to start pretending like they're in self-care and wellness and all this kind of stuff. And it's all going to be metrics, and it's all going to be data, and it's not going to be about how, those personal contacts and that behavior change and that personal relationship. So I think it's really important that we're seeing this and really owning the role that we play in all of this. And it starts with conversation. I think lastly on this, that in this polarized world right now of craziness, that we've lost the art of conversation, that is in sound bites, and that we're not hashing out things that need some breadth and depth and time and space. And that is, something that we as women need to be doing, is coming together and talking about these things and shaping them. So just really important on that. So any comments or thoughts on that? Is anything resonating for anyone that came up in what I talked about, or that something that they're seeing right now in the world? Anyone have anything? Just raise your hand or unmute yourself.
Hey, it's Nancy. I'm very spiritual, but when you talk about femininity, it's absolutely going that way. I just was reading something, and it's our time. It's been centuries, and we're finally, the women are coming and we're finding our voices and the power and the good that we can provide to the world, men and women, children, everyone. So it is very exciting. But, it's interesting when you talked about just quickly about social media, because I'm having a little bit of an issue with that because I'm so connected to the outdoors and I want to separate people from that, but yet trying to sell yourself. And I feel like, I am forced to use social media, but I sort of feel like, well, I don't know what word I want to use, but, in other words, here I'm trying to sell the outside, but yet I'm on social media trying to sell myself.
Yeah.
And I find it very tough.
Yeah. It's a tool, right? It's a tool and it's a blessing and a curse, and it's, as I said earlier, it's a sea of opportunity, but there's also just people are, I think, overwhelmed and underwhelmed at the same time, right? So again, it comes back to how do we want to build relationships with people? And what I have found for myself, and I still struggle with this, and also what I see for other women, is that we've got to dig deep. Really, marketing can be really superficial if we're just throwing things out there. And believe me, I have done that. But when we get deep and we really think about our why and our mission and our vision and our, what our transformation is, how we are helping people transform is really, really important, and really coming back to that repeatedly. I think we're afraid to kind of like repeat that, but it's so important that we do that deep work to really bring our voice and our vision to the world. And that's some of the stuff that we definitely are working on with our members, and it's a continual process. I was telling someone this morning, I feel like every 3 or 4 months I'm reinventing myself, like I'm getting clearer and digging deeper on my vision, and I have to listen to that. I can't just keep operating on business as usual, because once I learn something more, understand myself or understand my target audience or whatever, I need to bring that to the table. And I think that's what a lot of people are missing, is that they just kind of keep sticking with the status quo and then getting frustrated because it's not whatever they're putting out isn't resonating with people. But it takes a lot of deep work. It takes a lot of writing and a lot of time. So, all right. So a couple more things. So, unity. I wanted to bring this up because I feel like we are all in this together, and all of us that are here have seen this transformation. We've all had this aha moment. We all know, we're all much more self-aware, more in tune with our bodies. Like we see something different. I remember when after I went to my health coach and my eyes just were open. I remember thinking, am I the last one to know this? Like, where was I? Like, I was in the dark completely. And I kept thinking, wow, I am the last one to know. And then as I started, talking with other people, I realized, no, I'm not the last to know. In fact, I'm one of the first to know, and they think I'm crazy, So we are all in this together. We are our best allies. We are our best referrals, right? We are our best communicators of this vision. And I think it's really important that, it is strength in numbers that we come together on this. I think it's also important, when we talk about marketing ourselves, that we don't have to be the old boys network. We don't have to, do sleazy sales and cheesy sales, but we have to market ourselves. We just have to do it in a new way. We don't have to do it the way that it's been done before. And I think that's just really important, again, that, and I've talked to several women, and Andrea, I think you were someone that mentioned this, that you did this like really expensive business program, and, halfway through it, you were just like, this is not me, right? Yeah.
Yeah, if you want me to talk
Yeah,
about
say
it.
something about that, because I just think that really resonates.
Well, yeah, it was when I first started. I first got out of my coaching program, and I had the great idea, and it's still all there. It's a great idea for walking people through sort of a holistic approach to their mental health issues. And it had all the nutrition in it, and all the sleep, and all the things to do over like a 12-week period. Made this beautiful program, and then signed up with an online like business development, as well as marketing, like Facebook marketing, Facebook ads. So they taught me how to do all of that stuff. I spent a lot of money, and I kept having to spend more and more on Facebook ads. And I probably ended up spending $10,000 or $15,000, and not, and they really convinced me I needed to have this big, awesome program and sell it for like $1,500. And I just couldn't sell it. It wasn't my style of selling. So I ended up with one client who took the program. So yeah, it was rough, because it really decreased my confidence and made me feel like which I've always thought up until very recently, that I'm terrible at marketing. I don't know how to do it. It's not my thing. It's not my talent. I'm going to need to hire people. So that was a really, tough learning experience. But just recently, with promoting my book, I have become completely zen about it. Like, I'm just connecting with the people I resonate with, and not worrying about everybody else. I'm putting stuff out there when I feel like it, and it's happening. I'm getting speaking engagements. I'm getting a lot of connections. I'm in several groups, and I'm not killing myself. And I'm really happy this way. And this is the way that works for me. And the book is doing great. And like, everything I want is happening.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And it's kind of ironic. It's like the opposite. Depleted you instead of, but again, I think that there's a lot of quick fixes out there, and what I like to try and bring to the table is that deep work, a little bit at a time, that helps you, just like with your diet or anything. The more self-aware are about your business and how you want to market yourselves, the more that you can kind of create the plan that really works for you and resonates for you as well. So we're in this together, right? Here we are. And one of the things that, I can't remember if I mentioned this earlier, that we did a survey of women, and basically, I can't remember if I mentioned this, that 95% of the women said their biggest priority was to connect with other like-minded women. So we can learn from each other. We have some women in our community who started out as physical therapists and now have booming businesses. We have a lot of women who just started out. We can learn from each other. I really think that stories and case studies and authenticity and reality of how difficult this can be is important, because if you're out there and you think everyone's got it all figured out and you don't, it can feel like a very lonely road, right? So any questions so far on kind of what we're covering, or anything that comes up for folks? And I'm just going to leave the floor open for a second. Then I'm just going to talk about the Women's Wellness Exchange and kind of why I started it and what my passion is, and what I want to bring to the table for women like you. Okay, so first of all, thank you guys for sharing. I'm going to be sending out the recording to this, but if at the end, if people want to exchange emails and things like that, that's definitely something we could do. Secondly, I would love to, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen one more time. I've just got a couple slides. Well, actually, I'll wait 1 second. All right, so I told you that I jumped ship from the corporate world, had no support, kind of jumped into this whole world, we have to learn everything, how to do an email, how to do a website, and I got pretty good at that stuff. But it's a lot, right? It's a lot to take on. It's full-time plus, it's 24/7 when it's your own business, but I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't do it any other way. And really, my mission really was two things. One, I wanted to provide a platform where people could go and find support for their self-care, other than Google, other than, social media, because I wanted to be a place where people can curate their own content. I remember when I started researching this, I would put like health coach in New Hampshire, and I get people from, Texas, and, Google we're at the mercy of whatever algorithms they have out there. I wanted to create a space where people could come, and I can give a quick tour at the end here, that people could curate their own content. They could come in. And so we have this beautiful directory. I don't even like to use the word directory because it's alive. Women can submit articles and events and special offers. I just created a book post because we're gonna, for people like Andrea who want to get their book out, we're gonna do a summer reading list. So I wanted to create a platform where people could come and just put in one word, or put in like, I want a health coach, and see 10 health coaches, because everyone has a specialty these days. And we have health coaches who focus on autoimmune issues, who focus on weight loss, who focus on, fitness and so forth. So, to make it easier for someone looking for support for their self-care. And then the other thing was to really just help women. I call them wellnesspreneurs. I really think that as someone who's running our own business in the wellness, we need to bring our full game to the table. We need to bring creativity and ingenuity and consistency. We need to up our game and our marketing skills, because we can't just show up and hope that, we get 50 clients, in a month, unfortunately. So, I want to, the workshops that we do as part of the membership are around marketing, because that was in our survey, obviously the biggest issue for people. But again, we're trying to bring something more to the table than just a formula, right? We're helping women do the work. We're helping women get to the heart of what it is that they need to communicate. And so we bring in experts. I do some workshops, and we do peer-to-peer. We've done things like how I published my first book, and we had 5 women, all who published their books differently, from our membership community, who talked about that, right? How that people created content and programs. And so we have a lot to learn from each other. And it's great to hear several different people's experience, because everyone does things in a different way, right? So some people don't want to be on social media. We have people that aren't. And so everyone has something different to offer. And I think that's really important. So it was really just about, supporting the women who are in this, and who I am one of, and who I've been through this. I know how hard it can be. I have a lot of experience to give, but I also want to, bring the experience in from the community and bring in experts where we can do it. And I think that, as we kind of grow this community, I think the sky's the limit. Right? I mean, there's so many ways that we could elevate and lift each other up. One of the other things that we do is throughout the year, we have events. Now, last year, when I started my retreat business, I'd done a lot of conferences in the past. I did an online retreat, and this was before the Women's Wellness Exchange. And I looked all over the country for all these women on different topics. And then we did this beautiful, one-day retreat. And after it, I was like, okay, now I don't have to do that. Now we have our membership community. And, we did this beautiful retreat, and all of our members were featured on it. We do a healthy holiday marketplace. All of our members are featured on it. We do a Rise and Shine event in the fall. Last year, we had 400 people sign up to this. Our members submitted ideas, and every single day for 14 or 21 days, we had videos that our members produced. So in a way, it's giving people a platform, but it's also giving people an opportunity to do something they might not have done before, like do a live or a taped video or something like that. And actually noting that, where's Christina? I wanted Christina and Andrea and Danielle, if you wanted to pop in. They were all in the retreat. Thank you, guys. Christina had never spoke at a live kind of online event before. And she was amazing. And it was so great to give her that opportunity to do that. So Christina, you want to just talk a little bit about your experience with that?
Yeah, so thank you. I don't know if anybody here was at that retreat, but yes, it was my first time public speaking, and doing it virtually was interesting. It's interesting not having the energy of an audience. And so to not have that instant feedback is a little nerve-wracking. But I think Tracy organized it so fluidly, and everybody there was just so supportive of one another. And I think that really helped to calm my nerves too. I tried to interact with the audience as much as possible through the chat, and everybody was just so encouraging and supportive of one another. And that that was just such positive feedback. And I think that is something that this community has really shown me and provided to me. And one of its greatest values is the connection in the community. I've been a part of other networking, more formal networking groups before and didn't get much out of it. I specifically knew I wanted to connect with this group, one, because of the female wellnesspreneur aspect, but also the everybody's like-minded, and everyone values wellness and mental health. And unfortunately, as a therapist, I don't get a lot of people valuing mental health. So I've really had to work on pushing against that stigma. So to have a community where I feel supported in that and can collaborate with other like-minded people has been really invaluable. So yeah, that's a little bit about my experience.
Awesome. Thanks, Christina. Andrea, do you want to just give your 2 cents on what this community's been like for you?
Sure. Yeah, I was so happy to find this community. I remember, I don't even remember how I found it. Oh, I know Vicky Kirby referred me to it, and I said it's all women, and it's only about wellness. Like, grab me, I'll come right in. And I really I'm so happy about it, and just the opportunities over this. It's been what, a year maybe, Tracy, and have been like one after another, just speaking at that retreat, and then there's been other Instagram lives and promotion of my book, and just I've met so many great people and been able to follow up and collaborate or just get support. Just like sometimes it's just so nice to hear someone else say some of the same things and have some of the same beliefs. And, so I know for me, I do all this work out of my home and I live alone. And so even if I did live with people, who knows how much they would really resonate with what I do. But here you can come anytime and find so much support, and just I love the connections between people. Has been just sort of filled my life, especially during the pandemic, just sort of filled up with like-minded people. And even though I was home all the time, so I would highly recommend it. It's my favorite group.
Thanks, Andrea. I appreciate that. I'm so glad we connected. Danielle, do you want to add something?
Sure. So my sister is a health coach, and she introduced me to Tracy in this group. I've been since, well, it's been a year. And I think, Tracy, you're just incredible. I love your energy. I feel like you're just a cheerleader for us. And today's, what you brought at the first part of the talk was really helpful, just kind of giving us a grander perspective, because when you're an entrepreneur and you work by yourself, right, and you forget about what a big part you play in this connection. And then by bringing us together, we have kind of our microcosm of connection here. And I've always felt so comfortable with you and in this group because of you. And I've had a lot of opportunities which are harder to get when you're trying to get opportunities on your own. Tracy's just kind of like Instagram live here and workshop here, and I love it because I want to do those things, but I'm nervous about getting online, getting live and putting myself out there. And so you just have made it so easy, and I feel so comfortable. And so thank you so much. I'm just so grateful.
You're welcome. And I'm so glad that you've taken advantage of it. It's awesome. Okay, well, it looks like Manisha, awesome. I will follow up with you. That's great to keep in touch. All right, so before, I know we're going to kind of wrap up things here, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about our membership. We've talked about a lot of things so far. We have this beautiful holistic wellness center, which is an opportunity for you to promote your offers, articles. We had 10,000 people come to it last year. We have monthly workshops, again, featuring our members, talking about marketing, really helping people kind of do the work. I like to always bring a lot of worksheets so that you can actually do the work and you come out with something that's going to help you in your business. We do Instagram lives with our members, which has been a blast. They're short, they're sweet, but they help people really get to know you. We do, as I mentioned, the 4 events throughout the year, and that's going to be continuing to grow: the Healthy Holiday Marketplace, the Rise and Shine. We're going to do a summer recipe thing just to kind of bring some, people love recipes. They don't want to think too hard in the summer, so I put something out to our members to post some recipes, which we'll be featuring out on over the summer. I'm gonna be offering some masterminds. I think summer's a great time to dig deep. I know we all want to take the summer off, but you also want to hit the ground running in September when people are coming back and they're exhausted from their summer routine and got to get back into schedule. And that's all included with the membership, and it's $24 a month. It's really, really, I think, a really reasonable price. And you can, all the workshops are recorded, so if you can't attend, you can do that. We have a private Facebook group, and the sky's the limit. As I mentioned before, there's just so many things. I have a million ideas. We're really helping people build what I call a business toolkit, and we're going to keep refining that so it kind of takes people on a journey. Now that we've kind of gotten more feedback and more input and more workshops and things like that. So, but I think ultimately I want to, make this easier for people to find people like you. And I want to help you get better at finding your people, right? Because we can put you on the platform, but if you haven't done the work to really, figure out how you are going to build that bridge between you and your potential customer, it's just going to be harder and harder to find people. So you got to do both. Like, we'd love to give you visibility, but we want to help you get better at finding your voice and your vision. And speaking of that, we have a workshop tomorrow night called Marketing from the Inside Out, which is going to really talk about that. I have a woman who's coming, who's a branding person, that's really going to talk about how to find your vision. I'm going to be helping people kind of dig deep and to really get clear on how to build that bridge, right? Starting out with your why, which I think is really important. So it's going to be a really hands-on workshop. And then we have another workshop in June, a woman who's just joined, and I'm so excited. She has a PhD in women's mythology, and talking about remember we were just saying how this is our time, right? This is our time. And she's going to talk about that, and this is how all this we're bringing our voice to the table, and I think it's going to be really, really beautiful. So and so what I'm offering tonight for anyone who's interested in joining, I won't even pull up the slide, but it's typically we offer a 14-day trial registration to go in and kind of do your profile. It's a really user-friendly system. I'll pull it up here in a second. But we're offering a 30-day trial just to give you an opportunity to come in, check it out, be part of the Facebook group. It also is going to include 2 workshops, because our next workshop is a little bit earlier than normal. They're usually the last Tuesday of the month, but because of the getting into the summer. So you would be able to attend 2 workshops for free. You could get some visibility on the platform. And you would be able to attend. We have an orientation this Friday. We have one once a month, kind of an onboarding thing where I answer questions. I'll walk through everything with you. And we have a monthly check-in after that, which is just an opportunity for us to kind of share goals and things like that. So, but I'm offering this tonight. I know that I guess maybe we just ask, does anyone have any questions? I've kind of thrown a lot of stuff out, or anything. Yeah, Lainey. Oh,
what time was on the Friday orientation? I think, what was the Friday orientation?
It's this Friday at noon.
Noon. Okay.
And it's the last Friday of every month, so that gives people an opportunity. And yeah, Lainey?
If we can't make the orientation time, is that going to be something that is going to really make this month-long experience different if we have patients scheduled at that time, just because it's short notice. So I'm super interested in what's happening, and just, is it like a cohort that you go in with, or what is the?
So a couple things. One, if you can't make it, I'll record it. Secondly, I also do, I have scheduled times for discovery calls, and I've had some members come onto those, and I can walk you through it. I can also take just 2 minutes at the end of this call for anyone that wants to stay on, but not at all. I mean, the workshops will all be there no matter what. You don't need, I do like to do the kind of onboarding QA. I want you guys to feel comfortable with this. So I would make time for you to do that if you could make it this Friday for sure.
Okay, awesome.
Tracy. Okay, I couldn't hear you.
I just have a question. How long is the onboarding?
So the thing on Friday is a half an hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then we stay on for the monthly check-in after that. Tracy.
Sorry, I just want to say goodbye to everyone. Definitely interested. I've got a client call at 8, so I have to zoot, but thank you so much. We'll be in touch.
Okay, great. I'll send you the link. Thanks. So so tonight I'm offering, I'll have this up until tomorrow, I guess morning at around like 9 or 10 a.m. I'm meeting with my web guy to give you a month for free, 2 workshops, and I'll do the onboarding with you to fill out your profile. If you have any events coming up, this is a great opportunity to promote those. Would love to do a live Instagram with you if you're interested. Yeah, happy to jump on and stay on with anyone who's interested. I'm going to go ahead and just put the link in. It's really easy to register. You don't have to put your profile in. In fact, you can just go ahead and I'm just going to put this right in the chat here.
I have a question when you're done with that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I have an event coming up Saturday, and I did post it on the website, Wellness Exchange, and I put it in the group. Is there anything else I need to do to get?
Yeah, so we'll get that out on social media as well. You put it in the event, so that will be featured. And it's this Saturday?
Yes, it was a last minute decision last week to create it, so it's a quick. So yeah, what happened? What is the process once I create an event? Do you just see it that I've put it in on the website? And
Yeah,
then
so yeah, and one thing I didn't mention, thanks for bringing that up, Danielle, is that we also have a customer. So every Monday we send out a newsletter to the members, like, hey, this is what's going on and all the good stuff. And then twice a month we send out a newsletter to our customers, and we have close to about 3,000 people on our mailing list, and we're really building that. We kind of started from scratch, and that features all of the events and special offers and things that you guys have going on. So that goes out to people that have signed up who are interested. So it's a very targeted, clean list of people that are interested in wellness. So that's a great way to get yours out. That goes out every 2 weeks, typically on Wednesdays or Thursdays. Sometimes if I'm, waiting for some more events or something. So I just sent that out. But I'll mention that we have a social media person. I'll mention Danielle that to her to make sure that we get that out. And we feature those on social media as well.
great, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. And also, like, Andrea had a book launch coming up, so we scheduled an Instagram live and we're able to talk about that. So if you have a really big event or something coming up, we also love to just educate people about alternative health. So we've done everything from, Danielle did something on, is sex part of self-care, which I thought was awesome. So we could do lots of different topics. So let me just pull this up. I just want to share with you guys real quickly. I know it's 8 o'clock, but this offer is just really good for tonight, maybe till like 8 or 9 in the morning. And all you need to do is just register tonight. You don't have to fill out your profile. So it's just a matter of getting in your password. You do have to put a credit card in, but it's literally one button to cancel. There's no hassle, no nothing. And so let me just show you this. Let me just pull that up. So basically what you're doing, and I put that link in there, tonight all you're doing is you're putting in your email, creating a password, and putting in your billing information, and that will bring you right to your account. And let me just pull somebody's up. I know I've got one up here, just so that you can see how it really is a user-friendly system. Actually, I think I've got Christina's up, so.
I'm
So
signing up right now as you're going on, and I just kind of got kicked out. I'm gonna try again.
Okay. So basically, you'll fill this out, and then that will bring you to your dashboard. And this is your dashboard. This is a really user-friendly, fill in the blank kind of thing. It has your welcome kit, your editorial guidelines for the articles, workshop recordings, and then these are the member-specific events. This is the different kind of content. I just put the recipe up today for fun. The articles, the special offers, discussions new, we're just getting going on that, and products and events. And then basically there's 4 boxes that you need to fill out. And this would be your contact details, kind of just fill in the blank, all your information, social media, and so forth. And then your photo, your listing details would just be your categories. And you would just pick, we really have up to 10 categories. So you can, if you're a coach, but also have specialties in other areas. And then your about section, which is just about, oops, I think I've got there it is, with more information on you and what you provide. So that's just a quick tour of your dashboard. And this is where you also manage all of your events and so forth. People can send you leads. Leads come through here. People can put reviews on your website. They can contact you through here. Everything is here. We don't take any money. We don't interfere. It's all like everything comes right to you. So we don't schedule appointments, obviously. You would link them back to your website. All right. So that's kind of how that works. Any questions on that? Okay. All right. I'm going to just stop sharing. So yeah, so I'm so glad that you guys joined us. And any feedback? Are you guys, anyone interested in joining us and want to take advantage of this?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, me too. I definitely would be interested.
So what I would encourage you guys now is just check the link, pull that up onto your website. It was in the chat. Did everyone get that link? Oops, who did we lose? Oh, there she is. Did everyone get the login link?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I would just pull that up so that you have it handy. It honestly takes 2 seconds, and then you have as much time as you want to fill out your profile. Obviously, the sooner you get that. We announce the new members as they come on social media as well. So you'll get some visibility there. I love that image, Jennifer. That is so cool. Love that. Yeah, and then I will send you guys some information on once you join in on the orientation on Friday and the Zoom link. If you can come, if you can't come, no worries. We can also just schedule another call, which is fine. We can just do a quick Zoom, and happy to walk you through it. I think that's a really important thing. So I make every effort to make sure that people know how to use the system. But I will let you know it really is a user friendly. There's no once you're in, and there's no trying to figure it out every time you do it. It's really very much fill in the blank. All right.
Awesome. I have a question, if you don't mind.
Thanks, Denise.
I am actually, I missed the beginning of the whole conversation, so I apologize for logging in late.
No
but
worries.
as far as joining, if we take advantage of the 30-day trial period, are we able to pay up an annual, still get that discount if we pay the annual fee?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. And then I haven't actually taken my board certification. Am I still okay to get on and be a member?
Yeah, so what we require is that everyone just list their credentials out. So what you could do, thank you, Nancy. Hope to see you. Thanks. Oh, and Lainey, you're still there. What I would ask that you do is I ask people to put their credentials in there. So if you're practicing, like I know when I was health coaching, we were practicing before our thing was done, just put your anticipated date. I just ask for full transparency, you know, when your completion date is and so forth, and any other experience.
Okay, and that it gives us an opportunity to list like our certifications, like everything that I have on my plate. Okay.
Lainey, thank you so much. Jennifer, thank you so much.
Thank
Please
you.
take I'll be on email if you guys have any questions. I probably should have put my email. Let me just give you my email real quick in case you have any questions.
Okay.
I'm just going to give you my Yahoo email, which is what I check the most. Awesome. All right, ladies, thank you so much for coming. I look forward to hopefully welcoming you and getting to know you guys.
You as well. Thank you. Bye.
Have a good night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.